The Last of the 20 by Joseph N. Wdowski. Siege of St. Michael's Parish. Crossing under Route 8, Miller had a better view of the collapsed bridge that had fallen into the river. At least when it collapsed, there wasn't any traffic on it at that time. Because most people were already dead for years. Yes, very comforting. 1:24 sarcasms intensified. He turned to the robotic mule behind him. Wouldn't you agree? The domestic mule had no response. This thing is really dumb. Its processing is very basic. It merely needs to focus on navigating through its environment and staying upright. If you kick it, it will prevent itself from falling. The list price was $15,000. What did you cost the taxpayers? $6 million. 124 replied with pride in his mechanical voice. I am cutting-edge military-grade robotic technology. And the mule isn't. Miller stated, I think we will hold up there tonight. Before them was a reddish brick church. Computer, scan the church. The St. Michael's Parish was a Polish-American Roman Catholic church built in 1905. The first Poles arrived in Connecticut in 1870. Polish immigrants arrived in Derby in 1880. Enough, I meant the structural soundness of the church. Miller corrected his helmet computer. It is sound. No sign of water damage. Miller turned to 124. Any sleeping nests or bears? It's clear, but I am picking up a group of unknown life forms approaching our position from the north. 124 looked up the road. Too early for mutants. If they were mutants, I wouldn't have said unknown. So they are not deer, or wild cows, or dogs, cronies, Zacharys, pre-virus humans, or reclaimsmen, or... Okay, I get your point, unknown. Yup, unknown. 124 confirmed. Yet, to the south of us are a nest of mutants, at least 24. They are still in their dormant sleep state. How far out are these unknowns? Miller asked, climbing the stairs to the church's front doors. They are making a good pace. ETA, 15 minutes. Reported 124 making his way up the stairs behind Miller with the robotic mule following them both. Miller checked all 3 heavy wooden doors of the church. All of them were locked. 10 minutes away. 124 informed Miller of the progress of the unknowns. Miller took his machete from the mule. He tried using it between one of the set doors to see if he could jimmy the lock open. It is a bolt lock. I can't open. I assume the other doors are the same. I would check for a window to pry open, but neither of you can climb through a window. You want me to try? 124 opened the panels and extended his robotic arms again. He tried to pry them open, but without success. These old church doors are better than those modern automatic doors. ETA, 5 minutes. Feeling the pressure to take cover, Miller drew his sidearm and fired at the lock of the door. The door burst open. Great. They just picked up their pace. 2 minutes. 124 and the mule quickly followed Miller into the church. Find anything and start blocking this doorway. Miller ordered 124. They both began moving any heavy furniture they could find to plug up the doorway that he had busted open. Once they completed their hastily built barricade, Miller unslung his pepper rifle and took position behind the barricade, with his weapon ready to repel any attack. What the hell are those? Miller stated as the unknowns approached the church. There were at least 50 of them, all wearing black leather biker jackets or brown leather bomber jackets. The creatures were only about 5 feet tall each and covered in thick body hair. Mutated bears. Nope. Their DNA has human origins, but they are clearly not human. 124 scanned the creatures. Hairy and leather jackets. My guess is they are what Harry called mole men. The large group of mole men stopped at the foot of the church's stairs. They all carried makeshift weapons. Bike chains, baseball bats, crowbars, knives, and broken glass bottles. Computer, scan the life forms. Miller examined the bio-display the computer gave him on his HUD. They have no frontal brain development. No frontal brain development. 124 questioned. That would make them as intelligent as a human teenager. 124 looked at the mule standing behind Miller, still smarter than this thing. "Hey, yous in the church," one of the mole men shouted out to them as he took a few steps up towards the church entrance. "Yous, perhaps less intelligent than pre-virus human teenagers," stated 124 to Miller. "How can I help you?" Miller focused his sights on the leader, ready to splatter the creature. The mole man leader took a few more steps towards the entrance. His fellow mole men followed close behind him, all brandishing their crude weapons. "Don't yous talk pretty." The group of mole men laughed. "That is far enough," Miller warned. "Or what?" The mole man responded. "Yous going to come out and give me a spanking?" His group broke out laughing. "Or this." Miller took a shot at a tree just off to the side. The tree burst apart into flaming fragments. All the mole men stepped back in fear, except for their leader, who stood his ground. "That explains why he is their alpha," stated 124. "Just kill him. It should cause the rest to scatter." "Whoa, very impressive." The alpha mole man replied, "You's got some real firepower. Yet, you's too scared to face me a mano a mano." Chicken. The mole man began making chicken clucking sounds. The others regained their courage, starting to laugh again. "Is he serious?" 124 asked. "Yeah, I am chicken. So move on, and no one gets dead." Miller shouted over their laughing, taking another shot at a tree on the other side of them with the same results as the first tree he had fired upon. That quickly stopped their laughing. Whoa. No reason to get your jaws all bunched up. The alpha male folded the switchblade he was carrying and placed it in his jacket pocket. He raised his hands just above his shoulders. "We are all like friends here." He turned to his group. "Right, we're like friends." The group, all nodding and voicing an agreement, moved closer to Miller's position. "Friends?" Miller questioned. "Yeah, we are like old friends." The alpha took another few steps up the stairs. The group behind him spread out, moving up from several directions. "I said that was far enough." Miller warned again, taking aim at the leader that was now at the landing of the stairs in front of the church. "Get him." The leader screamed, pulling out his knife, as they all rushed the barricade. Miller took one shot, turning the alpha into a cloud of red and black leather. The group froze in place, in reaction to what had just happened to their leader. Seconds later, Miller noticed in the eyes of one of the other leading mole men, the creature was regaining his courage. "Geez, still haven't gotten the hint," Miller said to himself as he aimed his peppa on the new leader. As soon as the new mole man leader yelled, "Get him," Miller took a second shot, bursting him also into a cloud of red and black leather. This time the group of mole men didn't just stop their charge on Miller's defensive position, they all began cautiously stepping away from the church. Of those that remained alive, none had the courage to yell, "Get him." As the sun behind them began to set below the western horizon, they realized they were not going to take out Miller, and all fled back north. "Well, wasn't that exciting?" 124 commented.